Sometimes clothes are more than just clothes. They are an indispensable part of how we navigate the world. Welcome to the Skip Style Council podcast, where I will be taking a look inside the washing machine at how the story of our lives are wrapped up in the clothes we wear. Caring for your clothes really matters because it's through your clothes that you create your own story. And we all know that Skip really cares for clothes and keeps them looking new for longer. That's because Skip is scientifically formulated to help fight the 5 signs of clothing aging so that the feeling you get from your favorite pieces can last for longer. All you need to do is browse through the rails right here at the AfricaRise store in Sandton City to understand just how what we wear can reflect all the different facets of what makes us African. In this week's Skip Style Council podcast, we take a look at how our medical heroes are personalizing what they wear as they pursue their life calling. And there's even something special in store just for you. But you're going to have to keep watching to find out all about that a little later. So let's get straight into it. The Skip Style Council is now in session. So my guest today is one of my favorite humans. Absolutely adore her. I've had her on my radio show a couple of times. Really informative interviews. And she's one of those ladies that does not shy away from speaking about mental health. Has helped so many people. I mean, online, social media, even out of it. I am talking about Dr Khanyile. Welcome to the show, Dr Kanye.
Hey, Lerato, how are you?
I am good, my darling. I am good. Let's talk about just going back to you growing up. Is this something that you've always wanted to do, to be in the medical field?
So I always wanted to help people and I always wanted to teach people. So for me, that comes from seeing my dad and sitting in meetings with my dad because he worked in, a lot of the municipality meetings, and also just seeing my mom do a lot of community work. I wanted to give back to people the way that they did. And it was just inspiring because I saw how people learned and took from that and they felt so empowered. So for me, that was the biggest drive, and medicine just happened to be the thing I ended up in.
A lot of times you call yourself a real girl. Please elaborate. What makes you real?
The full thing is a real girl in a big world tasked by an awesome God to save little people. So the reason I say that is because I think medical doctors get put on a pedestal and people forget that at the end of the day, we're still human beings. We still have emotions. So when we have hectic days and we're running through a call, we also feel really sad and broken down. But because we have to move on, sometimes we don't have that time to really reevaluate what's going on. People think that we're super hardcore or we're super smart or we're super serious, which is definitely not me. Because anyone who follows me knows that I'm a complete clown.
Talking about doctors, I mean, every time I think of a doctor, I'm always thinking I always see a white coat and with nurses. I'm epaulets, right? Do they still wear them?
And they've got the different lines with the different qualifications. It's quite
stress. Well, my mom is a nurse, so I see it quite often. Tell me about personalizing your workwear to reflect who you are.
So I love colors. Something that motivates me besides a smell is a color. So I try as much as I can, especially because I work with kids, to give them something to look forward to, which is seeing me coming in those bright scrubs. It also, for really small babies, helps stimulate them neurologically. So it's a little bit of an academic plus that I get there. But I think it's really one of those great things where I walk into a room and everybody knows Kanye is on call. They're able to, have a little bit of a mood boost. And also when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm in the bathroom and I just want to break down babes, I'm like, I still look good. So I got this.
I got my print on.
Yes. So expressing who I am through my clothes helps not just me, but my patients. And also I think puts the patients' families at ease because they see that this is someone who's actually got a little bit of a personality to them. They're not just super serious and dull.
Yeah. Looking at your scrubs, right?
Yeah.
It's a scrubs.
It's a scrub.
A lot of people say uniform, Revisa uniform, Revisa a uniform. How do you take care of it? I mean, is there a special way of how you iron it, how you shove it in the washing machine? What temperature do you use? Water temp, that is. Is there anything
So the biggest and the most important thing is we have to separate them from the other clothes. Obviously, because I come into contact with different patients with different conditions, sometimes there might be bodily fluids that are on my scrubs. So I don't want to mix that with my family stuff and get that all contaminated. So we wash it separately, and then we just wash it according to, you know, the color cycle. So I have lighter scrubs that will go together versus the darker ones. And the darker ones I tend to wear on call. So those I definitely have to
I was about to ask you, which ones are your favorites?
Oh, that's hard. It has to be the one, there's like black, red, and white ones that I have. They're like got stripes. Also because the babies stare at me in a really cute way whenever I wear them. I think it confuses them a little bit.
Yeah?
So, yeah, those ones are really nice. I love those.
All right, absolutely love it. What would you say is your power lesson for anyone who wants to follow the life calling?
Oh, okay. I think for me, it would be choose a thing, not that you're good at, but that challenges you the most. Because I found that your purpose lies in the challenge. So if you're good at something, you won't really learn much of a lesson. But when you really get challenged by it and it forces you to grow, that's when you find your power in that place.
Just quickly before we wrap it up, speaking about mental health earlier on, this is something that you're really, really passionate about, teaching young people about the importance of speaking about their frustration, depression, anxiety. Are we getting somewhere? Because I mean, a lot of times they still say, no, you can't be depressed. What are you depressed about? Because you've got everything.
Yes. So I think we are getting somewhere because it starts with awareness. It starts with knowing that there is an issue. And once you know that there's an issue, you're able to pick up the things that are causing that issue. So it could either be your own emotions, your own life circumstance, your behavior to other people that's probably causing them to be in a particular state of mind. So I think it makes us more accountable to ourselves.
Yeah.
But also, because there's so much more awareness, people are looking for places to get help.
Sure.
And so we're forced to create those avenues for help. And so for me, it's a 360. We have to increase the awareness to create the help. And so we feed back on one another. And the most important thing for people is just to understand that it takes time.
Yeah.
You need to give yourself time. And if you're not willing to do that, mental health is going to be very challenging for you because everyone wants a instant gratification, one quick fix. And we need to give each other time, not just as individuals, but as society.
I'll call you my healer, Dr. Healer. That's your new AKA. Thank you so much for coming through. For those that want to interact with you, all your social media platforms?
So at Dr_Khanyile on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
My next guest is one of my favorite wardrobe stylists, and she's worked on some of the biggest projects in the country, South African Music Awards, big TV commercials, big TV shows, and her name is Siyamthanda Ndube. Welcome, my darling.
Thank you.
So nice to finally meet you. Let's talk about what you do. So a lot of people think being a wardrobe stylist just requires you to just pick clothes from a rail, right? But there's more to it. It's actually a skill. Some people go to school for it.
Yeah, so much more. It's not as easy as people think, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I think just at the top of my head, the few that I can think about, you firstly need an eye for detail, visual composition, a know-how of how to put things together so that the proportions are right, a know about designers, brands, and trends, on top of everything else, time management, organizational skills. A can-do attitude really goes a long way. And my last one, which is the most important, is tact and great communication skills.
I love that you mention organizational skills. And I mean, I've seen your work. I see at work that you are very, very organized. Is it the same at home?
Definitely, it has to be, because when you're on the go and you're always in a rush, you don't have time to be looking through everything. So I always organize my stuff according to seasons. I have my winter items and I have my summer items. And then I've got my in-between transitional pieces, the ones that you wear in between seasons, but also are fantastic for winter because they're like your layering items.
So, normally on set, actually I was talking to one of my friends earlier on set, and he was saying that, I think I'm gonna spill coffee on me. And accidents happen, right? And sometimes you're wearing your crispy white shirt. And you need to be there, think quick on your feet. What do you normally do when that happens?
My secret weapon has always got to be wet wipes and a detergent with the potent stain removing formula like Skip, which is like my favorite right now.
Yes.
Bicarb and cold water. Can never go wrong with those. And perfect formula to get rid of any stain on the go. And my wand, a hairdryer to dry it up real quick.
Any other tips to make sure your wardrobe stays in really good condition? In other words, how do you care for your clothes, Sia?
You know, Lerato, as much as I love clothes, I always say to people, think twice before you put it in the wash. You know, certain fabrics can withstand like 2 more wears, but others you really don't have to put it in the wash. So don't wash too often, firstly. And secondly, when you do hang your clothes on the washing line, when you take them off, fold and pack. Don't just throw them in there because then ironing ages your clothing. You just kind of have to know what can be folded, what can be hung, and that kind of gives your clothes a longer lifespan.
And how long can we hang them out in the sun for?
I think it depends on the fabric. Certain light fabrics like lycra, you really don't have to hang them out for too long. I mean, 30 minutes, especially if you've got your machine that spins.
Sure.
You know, there's really no need to keep it out for too long. To look at that little tag at the back of the clothes.
Very important, hey?
That's like a little manual for people.
Instructions, yeah. Okay, now, Sia, let's cut to the chase, right? You have given us so many helpful tips, really appreciate it. But to prove to us that you belong on the Skip Style Council, the time has come for us to test your styling skills, and I know you're ready. I see you getting warmed up there. So here is the Skip Style Council Fashion Challenge. So in the Skip Style Council Fashion Challenge, we tasked the country's top stylists to solve a fashion dilemma in the space of just 30 seconds. They need to be crafty, smart, and think out of the box to come up with the hacks, fixes, and tips that will help us make the most of the clothes we absolutely love wearing. Now, this week's challenge is all about prints and patterns, whether it's sishweshwe or ankara, polka dots or stripes, big prints, or subtle patterns. There are do's and don'ts, by the way, which many of us might not even be aware of. These rules can play a massive role in making sure an outfit is a winner or a look that you quickly delete from your Instagram feed. You have really changed my life. Listen, I thought I knew everything about prints, but after that challenge, I feel like I need to go back to school. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you.
And it was really informative. I've learned something new. You are a lifesaver.
Thank you. I'm happy I've made your fashion life a little bit more fun.
Now, you can stand a chance of winning one of 4 opportunities for a Skip Hybrid Stylist to give you the one-on-one advice to transform your wardrobe, helping you feel like you are draped in confidence, all in the comfort of your home. Combining the real and virtual worlds, this amazing prize will see the Skip Hybrid Fashion Stylist provide you with a highly personalized experience to restyle your current wardrobe to create some fresh, really fresh fashion looks. The Skip Hybrid Stylist will also reveal the secrets for how you can keep your clothes new for longer with Skip. And to help you add an extra bit of sass to your wardrobe, this prize includes a phenomenal 3,000 Rands voucher from our friends at AfricaRise. All you have to do is share your wardrobe secret story on Instagram, tag at Skip South Africa, and use the hashtag #NewForLonger and hashtag the power of care. T's and C's do apply. And there you have it. That's it for episode 2 of this podcast series. Remember, caring for your clothes matters because that's the way your stories are created. Until next time, for this session of the Skip Style Council, it's a wrap.